Hello everyone and welcome to this reading on the July 13 full moon in Capricorn 2022. I'm sorry for the late delivery here, but I've had some private stuff that just needed my attention for a few days. So I hope that this is coming just in time for you to feel that you can prepare for this full moon and its energies. So every time we have a full moon, something is being revealed to us. It's about our private shadow sides. It's about our unconscious sides in life. It's where we are very sensitive. It's our inner deep emotions and how we respond to that. So every time with the full moon, where the moon is opposite the sun, where the sun is shining on the moon, so that we get to see what we still lack to integrate. So the sun is showing up as us with everything that we consist of. And now with the full moon, there is a focus point on what we still need to integrate to become a whole person. Every day we wake up, it's a new day for learning, right? So that's what the full moon is also reminding us of. Now this time, the full moon will hit on 21 degrees of Capricorn, so remember to check out in your chart where you have that point. And this time it is in particularly strong because the moon is hitting its opposite sign in the chart. Now it doesn't mean that those two signs, Capricorn and Cancer, where the moon is residing, the 4th house and the 10th house with Capricorn, it doesn't mean that those two, we also call them sister sign in the astrology, it doesn't mean that they cannot work together, but they are learning from each other, which means that if we have some kind of trouble or problem going on, some kind of issue that we're seeking a solution on, it can help us to move out in the opposite sign of that, because often the answer will be found there. So this time when the moon is in Capricorn, it's far away from home. It has a lot to learn here, because Saturn is also the planet that we meet in Capricorn, the 10th house, which is all about our life purpose. It's about social status. It's also here where we are looking at what we have achieved. You know, how far have we come? We are looking back. It's about expectations and also aspiration. It's about doing the hard work, just like the Capricorn over here, the mountain goat over here, doing the hard work, the CEO who keeps going here until he or she reaches the top of this mountain. Now the Capricorn has this ability to be able to stand very firm here on this mountainside, where other animals cannot. So it has this kind of extreme physical power about it when it comes to reaching something materialistically. So this is pointing to, as I mentioned before, our job or our career. It's also about our ambitions, and it is where we are much more public than in the house where we find the moon and Cancerian energies, where we are very private, we are very, very passive, and we don't like to show some very private sides of ourselves. This is not something that we're discussing on an everyday life basis with the people that we meet. But in Capricorn, we're becoming much more public, and also we are very much focused on the results. We are very much focused on the future. We want to move forward, and we keep going until we reach what it is that we are seeking in life. So this is very much about our status in life and the outside world. And also with Saturn over here, is about karma, responsibility, being serious. It can be about limitations as well, because here we are really trying to live up to the expectations of the society on a collective level. Saturn is the representative of society. So here we are saying, yes, please, we would like some challenges. We would like to move up the mountain because we know that on a long term, on a long term, it will make sure that we become wiser. So it's about gaining wisdom here and saying, yes, please, I would like that challenge. I can do it. I got what it takes. This is a very much about endurance as well. So with a Earth zodiac sign here, we don't mind to have our fingers in the soil, so to say. We don't mind putting one foot in front of the other. And also with the Earth zodiac signs, the good thing about them is that they promise us success and abundance if we just keep going. So this is the building up energy. This can take years, okay? And since we also have Pluto right now in Capricorn on 27 degrees, there is some major cleaning up here. Now Pluto is representing the deepest unconscious sides of us, the deepest private sides of us, and this is something. Those sides are following us from incarnation to incarnation, which means that if we are not having a closer look on what Pluto is trying to tell us, we will keep repeating stuff again and again and again. So here Pluto is really trying to clean up and trying to make us break free of what is no longer serving us, of what is no longer in alignment with our life purpose, which we also find in Capricorn and the 10th house energies. So it's building up right now on 27 degrees. It's going retrograde at the moment, which means that we are becoming even more focused on where we are going. We are more introvert. We are really checking things up in the details. Are we on the right path, or is there something that we have been overlooking? So there is something here also talking about fear. With Pluto, it's either fight or flight, but there is something here that could call on deep fear, as Pluto is also ruling the 8th house, where we find Scorpio energies, which is also a water sign, just like Cancerian, the Cancer zodiac sign. So there's something here that could call for, no, I don't want to do that. I don't want to go there, because last time I did that, it scared me. Just it made me freak out. But this time we really have a good opportunity to come in and break karma, which means that there are timelines meeting up for this full moon. There might be something where you are having experiences of, that's weird, I have met that kind of person before, or I have been in this place before, or in this situation. Really look into that and pay attention to that, because you could really be doing some kind of uprooting from something that is not in alignment of where you're going in the future. And the moon, the 10th house, and Cancerian energies are about our past, our roots, our comfort zone. It's a very private energy. It's home. And so it can be our soul home, but it can also point to our home, our house, the place we live, people we have in our life. How do we respond to them or that? So this is also about remembrance, reflection, and finding the inner core of things, really finding the issue. Where do things originate from, due to how you respond emotionally on things, okay? So with all that being said, it's a little bit long, but it's just to underline that this is a very important full moon, where you really have the opportunity to put on that switch and make that paradigm shift of where you want to move into in the future. So let's pull some cards and see what messages are coming through. And just go with the numbers, the colors, and the figures. The numbers, the colors, and the figures on the cards wherever they might lead you, also the symbols, because that could be a personal message just for you. So let's see what's coming out here. Let's have some magical words here. So with this full moon, that could really be some very deep private stuff coming up that you may not have known of before. It's very exciting if we choose to see it that way, because as I mentioned before, every day we wake up, it's a day for new beginnings. It's a new day of learning. Let's see what's coming out. Can we have a card, please? What is... Okay, we have two cards coming out. The first card is talking about inspiration, yes, and we can see how it's almost like the inner child is shining through, right? And we are just getting inspired. So it's like what's within us here, we need to get that out here in the physical world. And that's a beautiful reference back to the moon being very private, shining its brightest now in Capricorn, and really showing us where it is that we need to put out our inner emotions, our private side. There is something here also with Cancerian energy that is of a very artistic nature. So for many of you out there, you could be artists, or you know, in no matter what field of life, it can be done in a very artistic way. So for some of you, it's time for that now, because Saturn is also about time, reminding us that now things are knocking on the door. So a great inspirational time. And the other card coming out with the inspiration card is love, okay? And also here with Cancerian energies, it is about this motherly kind of love. It is where we have our safety zone, our comfort zone. It's where we feel that we can be ourselves and that we are loved just because we are the way we are, and that we don't have to change that to receive love in our life. So there is a lot of love coming in with this full moon as well, and a lot of inspiration. Okay. Let's see if we can read those. Okay, that didn't go well. So we'll just find another one. So really check out what it is that you feel you want to do. I'm sorry. I hope that you can see them here. Okay, so remember that. Just put that over here so that we can see this beautiful love card, okay? So a lot of love coming in, and also this is reminding us of that we need to do something that we truly, truly love, okay? Motivation is everything, and it needs to come from a true place deep inside of us to make us create a life that is truthful, that is authentic. So let's have a card from the Faeries with this beautiful Baron-Reid deck, and let's see what the Faeries are. Okay. And they have a lot of messages. There are 4 cards coming out. And 4 cards, and the first card is 4-4. So 4-4-4 is about the angels letting us know that we are very much loved. Back to the love card over here. And here we have Liz of the Shadows. And she is always reaching out for us when we are trying to help out other people, when we are giving other people a lot of assistance. We can be sure that Liz of the Shadows is there to guide us on how to do that. So it's really time now also with the full moon, exactly, to move out of our shadow sides, moving out of bad self-esteem, starting to believe much more in ourselves, becoming more aligned with who we are deep inside of ourselves. So a lot of healing also going on, and of course that can also be other people coming and assisting you. So really pay attention to that as well, depending on which situation that you are in right now on your life path. Okay, so the next 3 cards we have are coming out together. So let's just have a look at the first one. We have card number 62 here. Now this card is talking about, it's the Glenconner. And it's talking about us opening up the third eye, as we can see here in the picture. So this fairy is reminding us that it's time now to open up to really being able to see through things. And that's also something that is attached to the water signs in particular, because that is where we are looking down under the water surface to really be able to connect the dots, to see how things are really interconnected, to be able to see oneness. Okay, so our powerful card where we are really coming in to alignment with our psychic abilities. So we'll put him over here. Now the next card that is coming out with the Glenconner is card number 39, Lascana. Now, Lascana is where we are sitting here reflecting on things, just using our senses, opening up to whatever may be. We can see how this fairy has frog-like feet. So this is about making, taking leaps of life. That's the picture that I'm getting in my mind, that with a frog it's always jumping around, and it can jump quite far, actually, as we know. So it's time now for us to take quantum leaps into our psychic abilities, into opening up to that. And we'll put her over there. And the last card coming out with those 2 cards is card number 23, the Green Woman. Yes, and she is our inner wild nature. She's like, ha ha ha, look at me, I'm jumping around, you don't know where I'm going, but all of a sudden I'm just gonna show up there. So this is about, this is pointing to also back to the moon, which is holding our inner wild nature qualities. She's pointing exactly back to that, the Green Woman. It's time for us to just be natural, to be in alignment with who we are, the more unpolished sides of us, where we are stepping out more, stepping out a bit more authentically, really being in tune with our inner wild nature. So beautiful cards. So when we open up to using our psychic abilities, it's time for us to take some quantum leaps into the wild, into our true wild nature, really calling forth those sides of ourselves that we have kept hidden. And again, with the moon, back to being more artistic, and just creating from the deepest side of us, from the deepest point in our feelings and our emotions, in our soul. The moon is always pointing to our soul. So it's time now for us to step out of the shadow sides, to give a helping hand to, maybe some of you may even have healing abilities. I mean, we all do, but being more focused on that. Where is your healing ability? What it is that you can do to heal other people? Is it through words, through using your hands, or whatever it may be? So that is calling us out there into more self-esteem, that we actually can heal. Okay, so we can heal our karma. Since we are meeting up with Saturn and Capricorn energies this time, it is about karma healing. We can come out of restrictions, limitations, and seeing things differently. And so when we are coming out of that, remembering that we are very much loved, and also 44 could be a reference back to the old Atlantis, and a lot of old wisdom coming in as well, helping us to rectify our destiny. So when we do that, we open up to our psychic abilities, where we can take quantum leaps now into our inner wild nature, really expressing what is on a deep level for us. Okay, so it is really deep this time. So let's pull some cards from the animals world and see what they have for us. And also this time with an Earth zodiac sign of Capricorn, it is very important that we get grounded, okay? And back to the inspiration card over here, that we really get practical about how we feel about things. That we make them public, that we dare to show up. Saturn is pretty much about showing up in the world, doing what needs to be done. Okay, so we have two cards coming out here. And the first card is Horse Spirit. Freedom is yours. Number 33. 33 could be a reference back to the Christ light, but there's definitely something here with the horse pointing back to our heart chakra, back to the love card over here, that we are free now. Now the card coming out with number 33 here is number 20. Dolphin Spirit, this and that are true. Exactly. We cannot, when we're rectifying karma, when we are discovering timelines, showing up, crossroads, meeting up in our life, there is no wrong direction, okay? Everything will lead us back home, okay? Remember that. We can do nothing wrong here. Nothing wrong. This and that is true. So it's about, dolphin is also pointing to the air element. So it's a very clever animal and very intelligent, and we feel very home when we are, you know, people who have been diving with dolphins or swimming with dolphins, they always said, you know, I felt so much at home. I felt as if it just understood me. So there's something where we are always on point, but it's about seeing things maybe from a higher perspective sometimes, coming up above water surface, and then also diving deeper into our emotions. And that's also what makes us whole. That is marking the cycle of life. So freedom is ours in the heart when we go out and make sure that we get our inspiration out there, what it is that is inspiring us, showing up with that. Doesn't matter how we express that. Just make sure that you feel that it's right. Because when we feel it's right, we can do nothing wrong. This and that is true. So remember that as well, because sometimes with all this water energy and meeting up with Pluto right now with this full moon, fear can hold us back, and conflict can hold us back. Warlike attitudes can hold us back because we're trying to fight our spirit and our feelings so much in our soul, really trying to it's like yelling at it or not wanting it to express itself, that we can become very fearful and create out of fear. And we should really try to have full attention on this during this full moon, that we're not being caught up in fear. And so let's see what cosmic energies are coming in for us. Is there a cosmic group that is showing up, or a cosmic energy that is showing up in particular to support us to move through this significant time? And as we have a lot of stuff going on in the world, of conflict and war and hunger and pandemics, it is a very weary world. I think it is that it's called. It's unstable, and that's just because there are so many timelines meeting up right now, that it's calling for us to rectify things, to make sure that we ask ourselves what is not in alignment with my journey here on Earth with my soul mission and my life path. Okay, so let's see what's showing up for us here as a reminder, as support. Let's have a look. Okay, we have a lot of cards coming out for this time, so let's have a look at the first one. There are 3 cards coming out and they came out together. The first one is card number 23, okay? And of course, immediately my eyes are jumping to this card number 33, the Green Woman. Yes, the vegans, solitude, independent, and peace. When we create from our inner wild nature, we come to peace with ourselves, okay? But it also can mean, of course, sometimes that we feel that we are a little bit isolated, because when we start to express our inner wild nature, maybe some people in our lives will no longer really maybe accept that that is also part of who we are, okay? But just know that it is an independent energy, and I feel that is very positive, okay? And the next card, we have the pentagram, harmony, protection, and idealism. Yes, so these 2 cards are pointing to the fact that when we keep to nature, because vegans, we also know, are people who eat organically and are staying away from any kind of animal food or food produced on animal proteins and stuff like that. They keep very much to nature, what is coming directly from the earth. And when we do that, we are coming into harmony. We are being protected. It should also be actually the idealism now, that we are symbolically both looking at our inner wild side of ourselves, but also that we are going back to nature, okay, to the wild. Now the last card coming out with these 2 cards are the Grays, number 9, which is a group that is highly misunderstood, very shy and timid, as it says on the card, where, oh, I don't really know, with this full moon, can we do it? I'm afraid to show all of who I am. We are very shy. So again, a reference back to the moon and this very private energy. We can become very shy, and also being very timid. It can be that we feel that people are not listening. People are just crossing our boundaries. So it's very important to keep up our boundaries here so that we are not misunderstood, okay? But we can be, so just be prepared that this full moon, as I mentioned before, as you're stepping out with your inner wild side, being more public here in Capricorn energies, you will maybe have to make choices in your social life, okay? But you're coming into harmony, you're very much protected, and you are protected by the Grace because they do understand what it feels like to be misunderstood, what it feels like putting yourself out there. And sometimes it's necessary, and it's always necessary when we want to live a true life. So let's pull some tarot and see if we can have some more information on this. Let's pull a card from the Major Arcana, which is the overall energetic energy that is coming in for us here. And let's see what it has for us. So really exciting full moon this time. It's calling for you to be more serious, to take responsibility. No one holds the responsibility for your life than you. You are the only one to take full responsibility. Okay, that's interesting. I had one card from the Minor Arcana being mixed up in the deck of the Major Arcanas. Okay, so this is what is coming out actually. So the butterfly and transformation is coming in here. We have 6 of Wands coming out here, and the Wands are pointing back to the zodiac signs of Aries, Leo, and Sagittarius. So you might want to check out where you have those zodiac sign energies in your chart as well. 6 of Wands is pointing to that there are obstacles that you need to transform above now. Really beautiful. And again, the ones also back to relationships, being creative, also with our physical body. Make sure you know what you are eating. What are you feeding yourself with? The ones is pointing back to our life force energy. So what are you feeding yourself with? Nutrition, exercise, but also the environment of a social character. What kind of people do you have in your life? And how do you go about your life in a creative way? But there are obstacles here that you start to rise out of, that you are transforming out of. And again, the butterfly back to Pluto, that we are also meeting here with this full moon, that there's some great transformation coming out here, okay? So let me just have one more try with the major arcanas to see what's coming out here. But that seems to be the overall main message here from the tarot. Very important. It's always good to know that we can transform ourselves out of things. We always can. There are always possibilities. There are always new chances showing up at our doorstep if we're just willing to accept the challenge with Saturn and saying, yes, okay, I know why this is showing up. It's showing up because I need to take responsibility for removing what is no longer in alignment with my soul mission, my life path, okay? So the card that is coming out here is a reference back to exactly Saturn, the Wheel of Fortune. And this is calling for time. It's time now. We can see all the timelines and crossroads meeting up here on Earth. We have the owl, symbolizing wisdom, the moon, our soul and emotion, and then we have, of course, the sun. So this is actually the full, could be the full moon, even though we have a new moon over here. But there are new beginnings then in this during this full moon that will be revealed to you. With a lot of wisdom, we always become wiser. Again, back to Saturn. So destiny is knocking at our door. Very exciting. And then let's have a look at the minor arcanas to see what's coming out with that card, in which area it is that destiny now is calling for us, and really to step out. Look at our achievements. How far have we come? What needs rectification? What needs our attention? Where is it that it's now time to become more public? Stepping out of our private zone to show to the world who we truly are. Okay, and let's pull a card from the top. Okay, so here we also have a water card, a cups card, 3 of cups. That's a reference back to Cancer, Scorpio and Pisces energy. So again, maybe you want to have a look at that in your chart where you have that. 3 of cups is talking about union or reunion. It's talking about healing. It can also be talking about karma and balance. So we are about to find our balance, and also the cups pointing to our soul, feelings, sensitive sides in life and our psychic abilities. So really, of course, the soul as well. And since we have also the full moon in this card, I think there is something where we are coming home back to ourselves. Maybe for some of you, it even means that you have got to move your home. It's not only talking about you finding your way home back into yourself. I was talking about that in the beginning, where we are integrating something now in the sun that is the representative of all of who we are. But it's also pointing to where you may feel safer in life. Is there a place or a house that you want to move to where you just feel safer, where you feel more at home than where you are now? Or it could point to your job life, since we're also in Capricorn here with our job and career for the future. Are you where you really want to be? Are you integrating this with your soul? Is your job speaking to you on a soul level? Because if not, maybe it's time to look for a new job as well, okay? And just remember, this and that is true, okay? Remember the dolphin energy down there. You cannot go wrong as long as you listen to your soul, okay? So that's the card coming out with the Destiny card here with Saturn. And also beautiful here with Saturn, of course, pointing back to Capricorn energies and the zodiac sign of Capricorn, where we have the sister sign of Cancerian energy, sister sign of Cancer, that is pointing back to water. So let's see what message there is coming out here. Okay, one card is jumping out right away. Let's just see if there are any messages from this card deck to us that's coming through. A lot is coming through for us this time, okay? It's really time to have a closer look on where you are in your life. Are you happy where you are? Is it resonating with you on a soul level? Two cards are coming out. Now, the first one to come out is card number 22. Now, the number 22 is a master number, and this master number is pointing to us being more constructive, really perfectly in alignment with Capricorn energies, where we're being constructive. We take things seriously. We take responsibility for really putting ourselves out there and get the job done. And also, the bumblebee here could be a reference back to the divine. But this is saying, take the time to pamper yourself or let others take care of you. Again, back to the moon and Cancerian energy, more motherly energies. Let someone come in and take care of you. If you need an extra hug, or you need someone to just relax with, watch a movie, go out for dinner, whatever it is, whatever makes you feel at home and makes you feel comfort in your life, okay? So however that resonates. We'll put them over here. The next card to come out is 42. This card is saying, find a way to bring harmony back into your life. Take the first step. Perfect reference back to Capricorn, the mountain goat, moving up one step at the time, okay? But be sure that you will reach up here if you just care to do the work, okay? So keep climbing, keep going, take the first step to bring back harmony into your life. This is also telling me that, like I mentioned before, a lot of stuff is going on in the world right now of chaos, conflict, wars, and all of that. And really, we need to do something about that. We need to take the first step back to finding our inner wild nature, to find the creative spot deep within us where we are in perfect harmony with Mother Earth and where we come from in the universe. So it is about taking the first step here. Whether that is a person or persons coming into your life to pamper you, to remind you of that, okay, we also need to not be serious all the time, because that's the moon also showing up in Capricorn, that all this hard work, you know, sometimes we also need to really take care of ourselves on an emotional level to really also feel comfort. It doesn't have to be that hard all the time, okay? So harmony, also back to this card, peace, reunion, balance, karma. So it's telling me that for many of you who are watching this, you may have had some troubling times in your life as well, and that can be that could have been going on for years, since we're in a zodiac sign, Earth zodiac sign here. It could be something that has been building over years maybe, and now it's time to rectify that. It's time to turn on that switch of change. So let's pull an angel card this time to see what is coming through from your spiritual guides, whomever or whatever that may be for you. But I feel that this time this is something that is moving us on a deep level, so that we need some extra support, and also maybe step into more contact with what is on the other side. We have two cards coming out. The first one to come out is talking about rejuvenation. Take time to rest and recharge your batteries. Yes, we must remember that with the moon, it's always about our feelings and emotions. We are in the water element here. It's where we are more private, where we sometimes need more sleep, okay, where we need to rest more than others. So maybe that's something that you have been noticing with yourself, that maybe you are a Cancerian out there, that you are or born in Scorpio or Pisces. You just need to rest more than anyone else, and that's because you're feeling things so deeply. So remember that we are opening up our psychic abilities, and we need to rest sometimes while we're doing that. That is pretty hard work, okay? The other card coming out is Archangel Michael, and he is attached to the fire element. So that would be, again, Aries, Leo, and Sagittarius, as I mentioned before. So Michael provides protection and strength. He is coming in here also with the sword of truth, pointing to our intentions, our communication by visualization and stuff like that. So remember to call upon him. He's coming in to lead you on your way with a lot of strength and protection by your side. Okay, you can do this. Okay, even though it may mean that sometimes you're staying in bed all day, or you have to sleep like 3 days in a row. Okay, make sure that it's because you need to recharge your batteries. Okay, and that you will come out stronger in the other end if you do that. So really listen also to your body. I would also like to mention that the moon is pointing to our digestive system. So it's about how we are digesting our emotions and how we're taking that in and making that go with the flow in our outer life. Again, a reference back to Capricorn energies. And Capricorn energies is about, and Saturn also is about our teeth, our skin, our hair, muscles, seams, bones. So it's about our structure, okay? So maybe you want to have a look at that as well. Maybe you find that you're responding a lot in your stomach. Just know that it's because you are starting to digest things in a different way. And it's like when we're coming into like two train wagons, they're coming into alignment. We have this going on just for a second. And maybe you will experience that a lot around the full moon and during the full moon, that things are being rectified here. And that you feel that actually in your bones, in your skin, there is some kind of reaction here. Okay, and I'm mentioning that because it's really powerful this time, okay? But it's nothing to be scared of. Again, like Pluto, it's just showing you where you are no longer in alignment with the old. You're coming out of the old and into the new. And we have a tendency to maybe think that, oh, but I pray every night and then that's okay. Things are showing up physically, okay? These things that we call, you know, from the other side or in between worlds, it's very, very real. It's showing up physically, and it has to, because otherwise it cannot change fully into our lives. We have to go all the way. Again, back to Saturn and Capricorn energies. So we have one card coming out here. Let's just see with this beautiful card deck that I'm always using for these readings, because it's pointing to our soul and emotions and what's on a deep level within us, and also pointing to our dreams. So of course, as always, listen to your dreams if you have some significant dreams at nighttime, but also what you may be dreaming about throughout your throughout daytime. It can be something that you're very much hooked on. Something that you feel is very real, even though you're in the supermarket, or you are at work, or in school. Okay, so the first card to come out from that card deck is Experience. My dreams take me to wonderful places that are filled with wonder, delight, and joy. Yes, exactly. I feel a reference in particular back to List of the Shadows, really pointing to the shadows here, that we are coming into more delight. We're stepping into the light, okay? And also back to the water signs, in particular Scorpio, that Pluto represents. That is about the magic in life. That is that Kundalini energy. That is the Phoenix rising, where we are being reborn. And the next card to come out is this card, Let Go. I release the old and embrace the new. Like I mentioned before, yes, I grow into my very best self. Exactly. Inner wild nature. I just cannot stress this enough with the green woman. She is kind of she's not a player, but she's just trying to shake us up a little bit and say, you know what? I'm here. Don't ignore me. There is so much within me. There is so much power here. Let me out. I want to be seen and heard. So whether it is that you want to look for a new job or whether you're doing something, you know, whether you may, you can be playing an instrument, or you can be singing or drawing or whatever it is that you find as your creative spot in life, do something about that. Go with that, okay? So I'm wishing you a very blessed full moon in Capricorn of 2022. This can be something that is really rocking your boat, so to say. We have a lot of water energy here, but we have also a lot of grounding energies through Capricorn energy as well. So make sure that you keep yourself grounded, seek nature, eat what comes directly from the earth, minerals and so on, because this is also about how we treat the earth every time we are in touch with a earth zodiac sign. It's pointing back to Mother Earth as well, and how we are treating her, what is best for her. So this time really try to come into harmony with your inner wild nature, really open up your psychic abilities and take some major leaps of faith, that when you are realizing this green woman and letting her out to be seen more publicly in your life, man, we will just find so much harmony within ourselves. We are spot on, but remember also to rest a lot. So maybe around the full moon you will feel tired as well, or burned out, or maybe even exhaustion, but just go with that, because you will come out stronger in the other end here with Archangel Michael protecting you. So I'm wishing you all the best out there. Thank you so much for tuning in, and take great care of yourselves. I hope I'll see you next time for the next full moon reading. Bye for now.